Welcome back to Cabin View Ventures. My name is Nick and thanks for joining me today. So I finally decided to buy a couple metal totes. I see you guys out there using them in the firewood world, so I want to see what all the hype is about. Previously, I've only used my wooden skids, and I've actually built some nice totes off of those skids, which I can build for about $30 to $35 a piece, and they hold a face cord of firewood, same as these metal totes. These are a little more money in my area. They're about $60 a piece, typically what you find them going for. So that's why I've kind of stayed away from them, but finally decided to try them out with the amount of firewood I'm cutting right now, and I feel like I'm a little behind. I just thought these would be an easier way to go. Quick setup, I can split and load right into them, and then stack them and let them dry. So we're gonna get these set up today. I already started on one. I just cleaned both of them out because these were old dye, old mulch dye totes. So took the bladders out of them, rinsed them out really good, and got one of them cut the way I want to set it up. Now we're gonna work on the second one. All right, we got power, we got the Sawzall, we got the grinding wheel, we got some safety gear. So this first one I had already cut. These are 4 foot tall, 4 foot wide. So I left the bottom 2 bars. It's going to give me plenty of room to get in here. I also left these corner supports in. That'll give it, I think that'll give it good strength and hopefully help these hold up for a while. I'm not going to be dumping these. So all I'm going to be doing is stacking into them and then hand unloading them for making my bundles. But let's cut this one and then we'll clean up those edges. Probably wondering why I cut that so many times. It makes it a lot easier to throw these out. I can throw these right into the trash now. They fit a lot better when you cut that one panel into 4 sections, and it's a lot easier to cut when it's on here as opposed to trying to cut it on the ground. I only know that because that's how I did the first one. You don't really need to clean these up. I'm only doing it because, you know, my son's gonna help out load these, and I don't want him to catch an edge with his arm by accident and get a little cut. So we're just gonna clean them up. So if all goes well, we're going to be able to move this tote, which is going to hold about a face cord or 1/3 a cord of firewood, with the L3901. Now, the last time I tried this with my wooden totes, it did not work. I could not lift that tote. Those are a lot heavier. These are much lighter. So I'm going to be a little optimistic that we're going to be able to do it. And if it can, you know, this could be a game changer for me. I might switch completely over to these metal totes and really start to stockpile them, because I have a feeling it's going to make this whole process much faster. Let's go get some firewood. Alright guys, so as you can see, we still have a lot of cutting to do on that big pile out front, but we just got to pick away at it a little bit at a time. The weather's been terrible. Today's Wednesday. It has been raining since Saturday. It's supposed to rain on and off the rest of this week and possibly this weekend. So it's been really hard to get out here, get work done, make videos for YouTube. So you guys probably won't see this one until this weekend. You know, right now I'm able to make about 1 video a week. I would like to make 2, but I need a little break in the weather to help me out here, and I got to get that firewood done. So let's get to work on this, get this tote filled up, and hopefully we can move this with the tractor. All right, it's day 2. Obviously, I did not get this finished up yesterday. I had to run out for a little bit, and it was just too dark when I got back to get any good footage of me trying to move this. So the pallet it's pretty much filled. I have a little bit of space on the top, but I don't have any more wood that I wanted to put into this tote. So it's ready to be moved. If you guys have been following the channel at all, you know that I have built wooden totes off of pallets, and I was unable to move those with the Kubota, the L3901. And I guess that's one of the gripes of that tractor. It doesn't have a whole lot of lift capacity. You know, it's 1,100 pounds at the pins, and for its size and its competitors, it's a little bit lacking. But I may have been doing it all wrong, and I kind of thought of this last night. I hadn't thought of it previously, but the wood totes that I built, I was trying to pick them up from the front, just because it's just easier, and it's the more natural way to lift a wood pallet. You can actually lift them from the side, just the slots are a lot smaller, and when you know, the wood pallet is sitting on the ground, there's not a whole lot of room to get in there. So, you know, when you're lifting them from the front, you have a lot more weight forward on your pallet forks. So it's naturally going to be a lot heavier for the tractor to try to lift that. These metal totes, you already have one side cut out where you're loading. So you're just going to go to the other side to pick that up. Well, now that weight is a lot closer to the tractor, and these metal totes are a whole lot lighter than the wooden ones that I was building. And I was building them to the exact same spec. These are 48 inches long, 40 inches wide, 4 feet tall, because that I cut all my firewood to 16 inches, and that's going to hold exactly 1/3 of a cord or 1 face cord of firewood. So we're going to see. Hopefully this works. I think it's going to work. And if it does, you know, it's definitely gonna be, you know, how I'm able to lift these versus the wooden ones that I built. So let's get the tractor warmed up, and I'm not going too far. I'm on one side of the wood shed. I'm just gonna move it to the other side where I have a little more room to stack it. So I'm actually gonna flip the tractor around here, pick this up, and just back it up to where I wanna go. But it's a nice flat area. I don't think I would want to do anything with, you know, hills or turns, because I think this is still going to feel pretty heavy once I get it in the air, and it's going to make the tractor a little unstable. So we're going to go slow, we're going to take our time, we're going to be safe, but I think this is going to work. So let's get to it. All right, it's there. So it's definitely too heavy for this tractor. So we lifted it. I mean, you can see I got it up in the air, no problem. But the back end felt very, very light. I mean, this was just a flat road coming back here to the other side of this woodshed. And I definitely would not have wanted to be on anything that had any type of slope to it. Even some grade to it would have been a little tricky. So the tractor can lift 1,100 pounds. And you, trust me, you don't want to lift more than that with this thing, especially when it's a couple feet out, not even 4 feet out in front of you. And on the back, I mean, let's walk back there, I'll show you. I have some good weight on the back of this tractor. So this has the biggest tires you can get on this, the R4s. I have both of them loaded up. So they have, that's about 300 to 350 pounds per tire that they hold. So that's almost another 700 pounds right there. And then I have my 72-inch box blade on here, which weighs about 500 pounds. So we've got quite a bit of weight in the back of this tractor, and that still felt pretty uneasy. So, you know, you can do it. You know, as long as you don't have to go far, you have, you know, a flat log yard, you can definitely move totes around with the L3901. But if you got to move them more of a distance, you know, you definitely want a bigger tractor, or you know, a track loader or skid steer or something that has more weight to it. So, all right. Well, let's get the tote back in the picture here. All right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap things up. Somewhat of a success. You know, I'm happy that I was able to split right into this, move it with the tractor. It's gonna save me a lot of time. I really like these metal totes, so I'm definitely gonna keep an eye out for more and just kind of buy them as I can. They're not cheap, but you know, you buy them a little bit at a time, get yourself a nice stockpile, and they will definitely be a big benefit to have in the log yard. So, all right, thanks for joining me. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what you guys think. You know, do you like your metal totes? How do you use them? How many do you have? I don't even know how many I'm gonna need. So I'm just gonna, like I say, keep buying them a little bit at a time until I think I have enough. But, you know, I'm not quite sure how many I'm gonna need yet. So, thanks for being here, and I will see you guys on the next one.